Hi, Algebra 2 class. We are doing lesson 4.5, applying the properties of logarithms. I decided to skip 4.4 part 2 because just because I can. So we're learning about these properties. The first one is the product property. So when you have a product inside of a logarithm, you end up adding the two with the same base. The quotient, when you have a quotient, you subtract. And then the power property, when you have a power inside a logarithm, you bring that out to the front. So we're going to use these here in example 1. I have the quotient property, so this means I am going to do subtraction. And I know the value of log base 4 of 3 is 0.792. And then I was also given log base 4 of 7. So I'm just going to type that into my calculator to get an answer. So my answer here is negative 0.612. All right, 21. How could you get 21 out of 3 and 7? You would multiply. So I have the log base 4 of 3 times 7. So I'm going to add log base 4 of 3 and log base 4 of 7 with the given values in the description of number 1. Type that into my calculator. I end up with 2.196. All right, this last one, how could I get 49 from 3 or 7? This would be 7 squared, so I'm going to use that power property, bring the power out to the front, so it's 2 log 4 of 7. Right, this means 2 times log base 4 of 7, which is the value I was given, and that is 2.808. All right, in number 2, we're going to do basically the same thing as number 1, but we have different values. So using the quotient property, I'm going to subtract, and it's the numerator minus the denominator. So this is going to be 0.898 minus 1.161. Typing that into the calculator, that should give you negative 0.263. Alrighty, the next one, how could I get 40 from 5 and 8? It is the multiplication of the two of them. So log base 6 of 5, and then that is a product property, so I end up adding the two logarithms. So 0.898 plus 1.161. That gives us a grand total of 2.059. All right, how could I get 64 from 5 or 8? And that is 8 squared. So I'm going to have the power property, bring that power out to the front, and I have 2 times log base 6 of 8. Substituting in that value, I end up with 2.322. And for letter D, how could I get 125? That would be 5 cubed, so it works just the same with any power. I'm going to bring the 3 out to the front. So this time I have 3 times log base 6 of 5, so substituting in 0.898. I type that into my calculator to get a value of 2.694. Alrighty, now we are expanding the logarithm. So you can do this piece by piece, but I'm going to try to do it all together. So I see I have multiplication on the top and division. So with the multiplication, log base 6 of 5 plus, I have a power, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that out front, 3 log base 6 of x, and then I subtract, because I'm dividing, log base 6 of y. And then you're done. All right, let's look at the next one. 3x to the fourth. That 4 is just for the x. It's not on the power of the 3. So log of 3 plus 4 log of x. All right, this one, log base 7 of 3x squared over 5y cubed. So I have log of 7, or log base 7 of 3 plus 2 log x. So that power is just on the x, minus, and I'm putting this in parentheses because the whole denominator is being subtracted, log base 7 of 5 plus 3 log base 7 of y. All right, so even though those are both on the denominator, they are being multiplied together, but the whole denominator is being subtracted. So if you wanted, you could also distribute this negative sign, or the minus, the subtraction, so that it's log base 7 of 3 plus 2 log base 7 of x minus log base 7 of 5 minus 3 log base 7 of y. All right, now we are doing the opposite. We are condensing. So log of 9 plus log 2 to the third is going to be log of 9 times 2 to the third. And then subtracting log of 3, that's going to be over 3. All right, now I can figure out what that number is. So 9 times 2 to the third is 8 over 3. 9 times 8 is 72. And then 72 over 3 is 24. So all of that condenses down to the log of 24. By doing number 7, nothing changes with the natural log. It is all done the same. So I'm adding and then subtracting, so I know I'm going to have a numerator and denominator. In the numerator, I have 4 times 3 to the power of 3. In the denominator, I have 12. And then 3 to the third is 27, so I have 4 times 27 on the top and 12 on the bottom. 4 times 27 is 108, and then 108 divided by 12 is 9. Sorry, I didn't show all my steps there. All right, I think this is the last one of these, so we are condensing this. I'm going to start with that second term because this time the 4 is the power of both 2 and y. So make sure the 4 is distributed to both of those. All right, and then I'm going to condense. All right, I am adding, so that means I will be multiplying within the log. So log base 2 of x times 16 y to the fourth. Now, whenever you multiply, you should know that you can multiply in any order. So usually this would be written as log base 2 of 16 xy to the fourth, just to keep all the numbers and then all the variables together. All right, change of base formulas. If you know log base b of a and you want to know what that value is, you can plug it into your calculator as log a over log b, or natural log of a over the natural log of b. Now, you might say, why do I want to know that? Well, knowing log base 6 of 5 isn't really very informative, so if you can change it to an actual decimal value, then you actually know that exponent. And remember, log of a is a common log, and it just has a base of 10. That was last time. All right, I talked too much. So log of 8 over log 3, you plug that into your calculator and get 1.89. And then I'm showing that you can also do it with natural logs, and you should end up with the same value. All right, these should be pretty easy. Basically, the big number goes on top and the little number goes on the bottom. So this one, log of 8 over log 5. Type that into your calculator. And if you remember, this value, 1.29, is the exponent. So 5 to the 1.29 equals 8. So that's the number we're getting. So log of 14 over log 8 is 1.27. log of 30 over log 12. Make sure you are closing your parentheses after the 30 and then dividing by log of 12. That'll give you a different answer if you are not. And then the last one, log of 25 over log 10. 1.40. Bye, guys.